This poem is called Pinchbeck. I haven't done it before, so I might forget it, but I apologise. The house is a counterfeit of itself. The kitchen keeps scouring the surfaces, and the crockery is forever getting soiled and plunging in and out of the basin. Different tea bags press against the window of the jar. It seems the basement study has let itself go, got into a scrap with your papers, and left the drawers gasping for air. You can't blame it, really, what with only a slit of garden to look at. It's a wonder a word was ever penned here. Your bedroom has lost its bottles, colours, her smell that got into everything. There are no trinkets scattered around the mirror, and no face powder dusting the wood. Her hanging rail has been picked to the bones, and wears only the white wall behind it. You remind me, I wasn't going to do this poem. I'm just referring to you. It's just a two-way conversation, one-way conversation, really. And it's about your grandmother as well, with the porcelain dolls. And I recently wrote a poem about a doll's house, which I actually think are probably one of the most sinister toys, aren't they, when you think about it. And it's quite funny. I got a 2-year-old nephew, and I was observing him. And what's so fascinating about babies is their obsession with ownership. It's weird. That's like an initial instinct, isn't it? You know, mine. If somebody has something you want to declare it as your own. And I remember when I had my first doll's house, and I wouldn't allow any dolls to go into it. Do you know what I mean? Because it was mine, and it was just, you know, it's a bit fucked up in the head, really, isn't it? And so I thought, what if you kind of blurred the reality and the miniaturism of a doll's house and made it, I don't know. It's a poem. This poem is called No Place, and it goes like this. Painted roses and ivy scratch a tangled stairway up a wall. Twist an arch around a false front door, perfunctory and sealed. The windows are criss-crossed clown eyes, painless frames shedding only black silence. Unhook the face of the house and peel it open like a page. Every room surrenders itself, perfectly furnished for no one. A reading lamp mourns an unused armchair. A hat stand presides in the corner like a winter tree. My hand is the ghost and god of this house. Fingers drift, intent for the solid. They skate over the hexagonal table, the velvet dining room chairs, roll back the eyelid of the bureau, and pinch open famished drawers. The hand scrambles through a hatch into a mock mahogany bedroom, where the wardrobe is cluttered with air and the mirror has forgotten how to work. The fingers pause, shrink away from a familiar bed where a spider closes into a fist. Bless you.
It's white.
I said red.
She asked for red.
Come on, man.
Oh, I've gone all night now. Right, bit of Mr. Thomas now. I'm tempted to try and do it in the voice, which would be daft, wouldn't it? A stranger has come to share my room in the house, not right in the head. A girl mad as birds, bolting the night to the door with her arm a plume. Straight in the amazed bed she deludes the heaven-proof house with entering clouds. Yet she deludes with walking the nightmarish room at large as the dead, or rides the imagined oceans of the male wards. She has come possessed who admits the delusive light through the bouncing wall, possessed by the skies. She sleeps in the narrow trough, yet she walks the dust, yet raves at her will on the madhouse boards worn thin by my walking tears. And taken by light in her arms at long and dear last, I may without fail suffer the first vision that set fire to the stars. I do one more, and then I go. That was a bit silly. Sorry, I couldn't resist it. It's brilliant though, isn't it? The kind of the voice he has, like a Baptist minister voice. If I was touched by the rub of love, I love it. Anyway, final poem. Yes. Is anybody having an affair? Good. Because can tell when wine's entered my system. Yes. I haven't quite worked on our audience participation because I'm not really a performance poet type person. Are you having an affair, Mr. Ellis? Crikey. That's the husband of Ronwy, by the way, people. Okay. I have been for the past 4 years, and his wife lives in France mainly, and but occasionally she comes to visit, and I have to pretend I don't exist. And this is one such occasion. This is called Marital Visit, and it goes like this. It's her visiting time, which presses the pause, makes you follow me downstairs and shepherd me out of the door. I side the train south, unearth my unwanted habits, remind all my rooms to smell of me again. You're like the man who threw a party but didn't dare touch a drop, as you busy yourself in the tidying and the rounding up of my scraps. The ritual begins, you once said, with the clearing away of my face. The foundation, lipstick, powder, concealer, the wooden brush cobwebbed with my unyielding knots. All usually strewn like toys on the surface of her kidney-shaped dressing table is now gathered and bagged as on the day they had the nerve to arrive. You empty the shells of my skin, the eczema ointments, the bottled fake tan, the perfume you bought on a whim that patched me in rashes. Flicked over the edge, my pieces topple into the dark, where they chink together as if to toast their reunion. Your wife lets herself in, carries herself across the threshold. She smiles at her hallway, sniffing me everywhere. Thank you very much.
Well, I hope that's left some of you feeling suitably guilty. That's the intention anyway. Thank you, Rhian. More applause for Rhian Edwards, yes. Okay, and I'd like to reintroduce back to the stage then another mixed member of our Celtic cocktail tonight. It's Sue Johns.